Talks.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Go Movie Talks. This is me, Freddy, and my lovely co-host, Maria Laura. How are you doing today, Maria Laura?
Great, great, great. It's a sunny day here, and I love it. I love it. I'm on vacation, so that's the reason why I look this fresh.
Fred.
And the vacations have been great, great. Very, very productive vacations, actually. Very productive PTOs, but and very relaxed at the same time. It's so great when you wake up without the sound of an alarm and with daylight, and you wake up actually um when you want.
I'm so happy to hear. Maria Laura, what movie didn't you like this time?
I don't remember the name actually.
Mirai.
Mirai. Mirai, not Mirai, actually. That was a translation according to subtitles. Mirai.
I mean, that's Japanese. Mirai, no Mirai. That's already Japanese.
Oh,
But yeah,
all right.
yeah, the naming in English would be Mirai for
Mirai,
whatever reason.
yes. And Mirai, it's a gorgeous name, actually. I think I liked it, the name of the baby. It was really nice. Okay. But
Well,
yes, that's
uh, the Japanese people tend to assign names that have meanings. So definitely. Um,
tell us what the movie is about, Freddie.
all right. If you ask me, um, it's about maturing, becoming an adult, understanding your place, and not necessarily in society, but let's just keep it to family. Um, And very surprisingly, I say, because the protagonist is a kid. So honestly, the movie itself, I think it's already a um a movie meant for teenagers or young adults who don't necessarily who are still growing, I will say. However, I do think it's meant for all ages, as there is always time to grow up and better understand how you fit in what's around you. But I do think the intent mainly is for kids in families, but not limited to. I'll say that. Uh,
Yeah, actually. And actually, I mean, the whole metaphor presented by the movie regarding this, some sort of epiphanies of a child when he actually schizophrenically uh, uh, enters to these worlds of the past and the future. It's pretty adult intended, okay, rather than child intended. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. From my perspective, this is a very spoiled child, okay, and it was actually difficult for me to stand that throughout the whole movie. Okay.
I mean, if you put it that way, yeah, that's pretty much why I don't like kids. Secret. But
Yeah,
I actually like the whole point of the movie of, hey, the exactly addressing when a kid is a spoiled, and let's be honest, again, I'm not a parent, but
exactly.
I'm sure all kids go through that phase of, expecting to be the center of the universe. And more specifically, I do think it happens whenever a newborn is welcomed to a family,
Exactly.
because
Yes.
it's a big change on the family dynamics. And I do think sometimes parents do not necessarily prepare their kids to, hey, you will no longer be the only one in the family.
Yeah.
So
I think that's pretty much what happened to my sister. You know?
family trauma much, Maria Laura. The movie is not about your family trauma. Don't be on it because of your own trauma.
No, I mean I'm the smallest one, the youngest one in the family. So technically, I mean that's the truth. It's she was the first one, and then there came my brother, and finally it was me. Okay, and but actually, I think that's a stage where we've all been through. Uh, when we are children and we have no idea about the dangers, and actually it's pretty easy to get mad about something because I mean you're starting to face life, and you don't know how to deal with emotions, strong emotions. So typically it's a typical behavior from a child to make a tantrum out of any particular situation he or she dislikes, you know?
God, yes.
It's totally normal. It's totally normal. I actually found some very particularly beautiful details about the movie. I mean, first of all, the illustration is
Oh,
wow. I mean, if you see the movie like mute and you just watch it, it's a whole delight, It's a whole delight. And yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. Also, as I told you before, there is some magic regarding these worlds the kid enters once he's making a tantrum, all of them in the garden of a house, okay, throughout this tree and all that. So it's very, like, very oriented to nature itself. And that the boundaries of the garden, I mean, the walls around the garden represent something. It's like a place you belong to, okay? Even if you don't feel like you are part of it, there are reasons you are part of it. Okay?
yes.
And
That
it,
is
you have a story behind that.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I found it funny when you
Yes.
said when you mentioned schizophrenia, because I actually just think it's a kid's imagination doing its thing from information he was
I, I,
provided way
I thought
before.
it was very schizophrenic. I mean, he talked to the dog, to the sister
I mean,
who
you've
was
never talked to
older.
imaginary friends? That's actually
And
very
that's
common,
a
my friend.
schizophrenic, honey. That's
No, that is a
schizophrenic.
very
That's
no. It's expected for children to do that.
exactly, exactly. But that is a schizophrenic behavior. Okay, you
It is
talk
a
to
schizophrenic
you.
when it keeps going. It is a phase.
Of course, of
Okay,
course. But
so
I'm
there
I'm
is a
putting
difference.
I'm putting my touch of exaggeration and drama
Oh, 100%.
in the
Yeah, but
whole
that's the thing.
speech.
You are trying to make this movie sound crazy. No, it
No,
is actually
no.
very accurate.
It's very accurate, yes. Okay, and every time you see a child like that, that's a typical behavior.
Yeah,
Okay, typical. Even when you can be, I mean, these parents were young, and they were very comprehensive. They were having, these other babies. So it was difficult to manage the fact that, okay, you have to be there for the two of them and for the house and for the work. And, it was chaos, total chaos, which it's a very valuable insight for young couples because, it's a pretty good way to make them understand, hey, parenting is not easy. Okay? It's not easy. It's
well,
complicated from the very beginning.
I want to give props to the anime itself because they again this movie is from 2018. And Japan is a very conservative country, so
That's
they dare to show a family where the woman was a breadwinner and the dad stayed behind.
exactly.
And that on top of that, I do think I don't know, I just think they were very subtle, which is also part of it. They they purposely had this kid's imagination run wild every time he had the tantrum. That's the whole point of the imaginary sequences. But it was all with information that he had heard or seen or projected.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, at some point that very easily put, all imaginary scenarios are circumstances that will end up shaping him as an adult, and all circumstances end up trying to teach him, hey, you're doing this wrong, or to better understand his circumstances.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly. To better
because
adjust.
yeah, because the consequences of being spoiled is he's demanding attention, he wants everything done his way, he
He's
does not
jealous.
the what.
He's jealous.
Yeah, of course, exactly, he's jealous of the attention the sister is getting.
Yeah.
And as a kid, of course, he doesn't really understand all of that. So it needs to be explained. You could also say the parents are not necessarily addressing it the best way possible. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure these are instances parents go through every single time they have kids. So again, it's not really calling out any parents, but at the same time, of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
it often happens.
Exactly.
And
And those, I mean, that behavior, yes, of course. You can actually see that with your friends who just had children, etc., etc. It's complicated. Or even with parents, with couples when they're alone and they have fights for
yeah,
whatever it is, okay? Again, you mentioned something very important, okay? There is a conservative point of view from the Japanese culture. Uh, this is something that actually quite I didn't like very much, not because of anything. It's just that I don't feel it so close to the realities I observe
it is not.
nowadays
Yeah.
around me. I mean, if you take a modern family with, with the same characteristics, a father, a mother, one or two children, they're quite different, okay? And I mean, it can get really, really bad. It can get even worse than just just as portrayed in the movie, okay? So
Yeah, but
I didn't feel that very
that's not
realistic, you know?
the movie is not at fault for that. They're representing Japanese reality.
That's
So
okay. That's okay. But I mean, I understand that, I mean, they have been evolving as well, okay? And for example, I don't know, topics like divorce and these have been like recently increasing and all that. So again, yes, I understand it is a Japanese movie with a Japanese cultural background. So that's the reason why maybe I didn't feel really identified with the family there itself and the family
dynamics.
manners. Exactly. Because, I mean, Occidental families are totally different, totally different to me. And Occidental and modern families are quite different, okay, from
Yeah,
what I see. So that was kind of okay. I respect that, but it doesn't mean I have to like it.
yeah,
Okay, I felt for that I felt particularly bored. I mean, I don't think it represents the the core of the whole mass. It's just a reduced.
I actually I quite think the opposite. I actually think it's a very good representation of a standard, very standard heterosexual family. Period. Uh, with no extra added nonsense, just mother, father, children, and that's it. Because the movie very narrow-mindedly focuses on the dynamics on this kind of family. Um, so I particularly liked how simple it was all showcased because that's the other thing. Extra layers make the message harder to deliver. So
Yeah,
to
and
keep it,
especially if it's a movie for children. I mean,
I don't think it's for
let's
children,
leave it like that.
but it is intended to be viewed by everybody. I will compare it, and it's not the same, but I will compare it to, let's say, Toy Story. It's a movie that has a message, can be enjoyed by young children, but at the same time, parents will enjoy it as well. So here, there is also a message to be learned by everybody. I don't think it's educational because it's all. I did find it entertaining, but I did find it simple. I I think the not complexity, but like the the ornaments on the way it attracts the audience is by the animation. You are 100% there, and also by the imaginary sequences. Those are the ones that the unexpected things, because otherwise it would be a very rudimentary representation of a Japanese family. So
Yeah,
yes, I'll give you that. I wouldn't watch it again. I don't think there is a need
me
to.
neither.
It already stayed with me. I did like it. I actually cried watching the movie, so I did like it a lot. But I don't think there is any food for thought that could be taken out of it beyond what's
Exactly.
delivered the first time you watch it.
Very interesting the way the kid throughout these moments he could get to know uh his people, okay? Like his grandfather, his mother, his father, even his dog. I love the personality of the dog. The dog was so great. And that confession it makes at the beginning, because actually the dog is the first
The
imaginary
first
friend
character.
he
Mm-hmm.
talks with. Uh he confessed he actually was in his place. He felt jealous and all that. So that was cute. But um if you see at the end of a movie, the child doesn't stop being spoiled just because he knows all that information through the his imagination revealing these passages. Okay, the child doesn't change his behavior.
What do you mean he doesn't change? He does.
How, Freddy? Because
Remember?
actually,
Yes, they showed it.
the last gesture he has with his sister, with the baby, is that they start yelling both instead of him
No,
himself.
they are yelling out of happiness. What are you talking about? And they're bonding.
But they are
Look,
yelling.
no. Mm-mm. I will fight you on
They
this.
are yelling, and
Kids,
they keep being spoiled.
they are being kids. Oh my God, kids can yell. That's not necessarily being spoiled.
That is
One.
what I'm saying. The child
No.
doesn't change
Maria
anything.
Laura, the message, no. In that moment, he was not being spoiled because he was yelling. He was being spoiled because he didn't want to change the shorts. Remember, he wanted the yellow shorts. When they were given to him, quote unquote, by life, he decided to keep the same ones because he realized, oh, I don't really need the yellow shorts. What matters is the experience. With his sister, he shared the banana with her, meaning he cares for her. She empathized back. They bonded, and she was imitating him as a child. What else can you expect from a baby? She's not going to say anything. They did
Of
change.
course.
They
I mean,
started
I
to bond.
wasn't expecting something from her. I was expecting at least some maturity from the child.
He
Okay. I
matured.
didn't
Oh my
see it.
God. He
No,
was
I
going to
mean,
the trip. Remember, he was not going to.
no.
He decided to go, and he was bonding with the sister. Yes, he matured.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, let's let viewers watch the movie and have their own opinion on that, because actually I didn't feel it like that. I just felt okay, the kid keeps being spoiled. So what was the
Well,
point of all
let's
these
face it,
epiphanies, you
audience. She said he was having his schizophrenic episodes. So let's just leave it at that. I think there you had all the message you thought you needed to hear from Maria Laura about this movie. That was it.
He was talking to non-existent people.
So now you see, this is why Maria Laura does not have kids, and this is why I'm not having kids either, because I would, I would probably also feel like, shut up, why are you talking? What are you doing? But this is actually all very expected, and I insist, and I said it before. I did say the movie was very subtle, so
Yeah, yeah.
watch it
I
and get
mean,
it.
beautiful. Uh, so very nice. The animations and the drawings and this trip to the future, to the past, and all that. Fantastic. But other than that, I don't think I don't think I'm a big fan of this particular movie. I'm not saying manga or anything. No, I'm
Anime?
sure
No,
that
I mean it is
a bunch
anime,
of interesting things, but this is not my type of thing. Okay, and
which is fair. Remember, I mean, you don't have to like it. Um, but audience, I think your thoughts are the most important thing here.
absolutely.
So watch it. Clearly, we're split here. So we need you to let us know what you thought of it. If you watch it, drop your comments and let us know what you thought of it.
As
Mirai
you,
from
as you,
2018.
yes, yes. Drop your comments, like, subscribe, share. You know,
Let us know if you were a spoiled child.
if you know, you know. Of course, we both were very spoiled, and probably we had a very, very crazy imaginary friends and fantasies, typical
Now you call
stereotypes.
it imaginary. I thought you were going to say you had schizophrenic episodes.
Of course, I think that's absolutely schizophrenic. I think so.
You still
You
have
know,
them. Just
every
say
time
it.
in
You
the
still
same
have
place, in the in the garden, right in a very irrational moment of
Oh
tantrum.
my
I mean,
God.
come on, come on.
Uh,
More
mm-mm.
schizophrenic like this, impossible, impossible, Freddy.
Says the lady who talks to her cat.
And I always tell her how much I love her, and I always tell her I'll be back soon.
Exactly. And don't you ask her things and you yourself reply back as if you're her.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
absolutely.
There
Yeah.
you go.
But I
Schizophrenic.
don't listen to her replying back. This kid did. And she had very strong conversations with all of those characters. So again, if you tell me that's not schizophrenic, what is it, honey? So,
A kid. Thanks for watching. Watch the movie. Drop your comments, like, subscribe, share. Tell us if you think the kid is also schizophrenic. We'll leave you with that.
I'm
This
usually
has
the one
been
I'm usually the one who tells when this show finishes, Freddie.
this has been Go Movie Talks. Let us know if you thought the kid was schizophrenic.
Let's go movie talks. This is episode number 30. People,
Can't
yay!
wait.
We
Wait.
survived. So enjoy it and please give us your thoughts as usual because those are the most valuable things apart from our opinions.
Bye.
Bye.